Ever wondered what it takes to start a pool social media sensation? In this week's episode of the Lucky Breaks podcast, Sue, Erin, and guests Mike Holt and Michael Fernandez discuss their latest Scotch Doubles event with unique twists. You'll get a behind-the-scenes look at what it takes to be a pool content creator, from dealing with trolls to breaking through to the big leagues. And stay till the end for a guide on how to run your own Scotch with a Twist event. We hope you enjoy. Welcome, everyone. We are here for another episode of the Lucky Breaks podcast, and I am really excited to be here with the folks you see. I am here with Mike Holt from the Moth-like channel, my great partner, Erin, who works with me on Lucky Breaks, and finally, Michael Fernandez from the awesome San Diego Pool Players channel. Welcome, everyone.
Hello again.
Yeah, welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah. And we just finished an amazing event that we're calling Scotch with a Twist, which was a really fun Scotch Doubles event where we added a bunch of twists. All right, guys, what did you guys think of that event?
For the first time out, I thought it was a lot of fun, and I think it's got legs. I think it can definitely grow and become a real fun format. So maybe we can try again in the future and roll out.
Yeah.
How about that?
Yeah, and actually invite some teams to play with us,
Yeah,
right?
I'd love to do that.
Yeah.
I just thought it was fun. Like, you know, it's one of those things where pool can be whatever you want it to be, and I probably didn't have more fun there than I had anywhere else. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah. Erin?
Yeah, no, I had a really great time doing this.
Yeah.
I get pretty serious when I shoot pool, and it just really, we're all just laughing, having a good time.
Yeah.
And it just, I love the variety and the little challenges that we had to shoot without a bridge, you know, with one hand. That was really fun. I actually want to try and play more pool that way.
Yeah.
One-handed.
You know, it's funny when we play competitively, we take everything so serious, like you
Yeah.
said, Erin. And, you know, we all started playing pool probably just for fun.
Exactly.
Yes.
And so it was really fun to do that.
Yeah. And I think it kind of just, by keeping it lighthearted, it doesn't mean that you're not still going to try and make the shots.
Yeah.
And it's just a different approach. And actually, I think some of the things that we learned today could really help you in a normal competitive environment playing serious pool.
Yeah, of course.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, totally. All right. Well, we are here to talk about what it means to be a pool content creator, because all of us have sort of ventured into this world of content creation. And I thought it would be interesting to get us all together and talk about what we set out to do and what we've learned so far and maybe what we're looking forward to in the future.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Big question.
Yeah, great
I know.
question. And compare notes too.
Very
'cause
deep.
We're all learning as we
Yeah.
go, and and helping each other
I think so.
go
Yeah.
viral would be really great.
Yeah, I mean, that's the feeling that I got almost straight away. I was watching the average, as he was at the time, San Diego Pool Player. He's now become awesome.
Yep.
I don't know what he's going to be next. He's going to be out of this world.
Spectacular.
Spectacular, yeah. Amazing.
Oh, stop it.
All of those great words. But also when I remember you talking to me first in Vegas
Yeah.
about this podcast you were starting. And I just think it's wonderful. And it's a whole new world, isn't it, where we can all be creators. We can all publish live video and podcasts. And I think what we're doing, certainly I am doing something that is just a true passion. I just love pool. And I was just, initially, I wanted to see myself playing so I could try and improve.
Yeah.
Because you're out there playing and you don't really know, why did I miss that shot? And am I doing what I did last week or whatever? So that's how it began. But then I soon realized that everybody else loves to do that. And it's a great, I think there can never be enough pool to watch.
No.
There is so much.
Not
There
at
is
all.
so
It's
much.
an infinite, but it's an infinite pool of fun.
Yeah.
Because also the game, it teaches you so much. It's not just about putting balls in pockets. It's that inner journey that we've spoken about, I'm sure, before, all of us. And it teaches you about yourself, teaches you about your faults, teaches you maybe how you can improve as a person, as a human being.
Yeah.
Not just as a pool player. So all of those things.
Yeah, totally. Michael, what was one of your goals when you started this whole thing?
You know, not really much, to be quite honest. I think I highlighted this in my initial feature here on Lucky Breaks, is where I just wanted to kind of foster something where I brought back that feeling of hanging out with friends again. and, just doing challenge matches. But, I've been heavily influenced by all of you all as content creators. I've been on Holt's channel multiple times. I've learned how to commentate better. I've learned how to really kind of present commentary as now a part of my content. And obviously, ever since my last appearance on the podcast with Sue, we've taken the awesome San Diego Pool Player channel on the road now.
Oh my gosh.
So
haven't you just?
Yeah.
It's just one of those opportunities that just presented itself, but it was definitely fostered by the fact that we all as content creators have collaborated and really kind of been there for one another in support of one another as well to make sure that we're all as successful in whichever lane or niche that we want to be in.
Yeah. And, what's funny or interesting about that is you both kind of started with maybe a little selfish intention or
totally.
But when you find that audience and all of a sudden you realize actually people want to watch this, it's so, I don't know, it's a surprise and it's really wonderful to see and you want to do more and more. And and so it's really great. Erin, how about you? What do you think one of your main goals was when you joined me on this journey?
I would say it was still like kind of a little I was looking internally because I wanted to learn more. I really like hearing everyone's stories about pool, and because I learned from that, and somebody explains things in a different way that I might not have understood yesterday from that person, but they said it a different way, and it just really clicks. And I incorporate a lot of that stuff into my own personal game. So it started with that, but then it kind of evolved into the community aspect of it. I'm pretty private, so being like publicly out there, even if I'm not always on the screens, I'm still there trying to engage a bit with the online community, and then like being able to do this with folks like you and being so supportive is just super encouraging. And I don't know, when I work on the podcast behind the scenes, I'm really happy with it, and it's exciting and thrilling, and I'm looking forward to the new content that we're going to come up with.
Totally.
And
I think we all are. And just a little word about the most recent episode. How many views have you had there?
I think it's almost 7,000.
No, we're at 9,000. Yeah, when we walked in the door today, I looked. It was at 9,000.
These guys are going places. I'm telling you. You want to tune in, share, subscribe.
Well,
it's awesome.
What's really funny about it is when we were preparing the episode, and even when I was recording it up in Santa Clara, we weren't really sure how it would turn out, because we tried to do the demos and we were trying to explain it in the interview, and it was like, oh, we definitely need demos to show it. But it wasn't really... It wasn't a guarantee that it was actually going to do well. But we kind of were like, well, let's put it out there and see... we had the content. Let's put it together, try and make it really watchable. And turns out people really love it.
I think you guys have found your secret sauce. I think there's a big gap there. And the niche is that everybody wants a nugget that they can pick up that can improve their game. Because we all have plateaued at certain points in our career. And it's hard to improve past that level. You've got limitations holding you back. So any little increment, don't worry about that. It's just dropping my phone. That you can get that 1%, that 2%, and it's got real value, especially the quality of the guy. I mean, the coach, he was amazing. And then the video demos at the end, I think that really was the icing on the cake. So I look forward to many of those.
No pressure.
And I definitely
if you have any suggestions, we're open to what kind of content you want to see. We'll figure out who can talk about that.
And I definitely want to give credit to both Sue and Erin, and it's Beth, correct?
Yes, Beth is helping.
And really kind of branching out outside of their comfort zone, I think, from local San Diego kind of commentary and pool, and like branch out and do more. And broaden that perspective and really go where, I explain that, I guess, a little bit.
Yeah, well, it's kind of funny. When you think about San Diego, at some point you're going to run out of guests who are willing to be on the episodes with us. And we could of course have repeat guests. I know you both would love to be back on.
But you want to keep it fresh, don't you?
Yeah, and we want to get new perspectives and new voices. And I used to play in Santa Clara, so it was a little bit easy for me to break in and talk to people there, and Beth connects me with so many folks.
But why stop there?
Yeah.
Right? When I go to Vegas for APA events or just looking online, like just researching for this project, I found these TikTokers who are doing these hilarious APA kind of like spoof funny videos.
Sure.
And I see them and I'm like, we all play this sport and we all have these shared love, hate, funny characters that we run into in the pool hall. And there's a lot of content out there that's about the pro circuit. And those are great. There's obviously an audience for that. But I think some of us are just here to have fun or have something resonate with our daily experience. I'm not making, amazing jump shots, right? I want to see stuff that resonates with me. So
you're essentially highlighting the local community in a way that gives a great spotlight to all of our local heroes, right? Local competitors, and that's essentially where your audience is starting. But now that it's great to see you guys branching out beyond that, because it just shows the potential and the growth that this channel has. So congrats to you both.
Oh, thank you.
I think I see another little thing, and that is if you look at the bell curve of pool players, you've got this tiny little percentage who are those top pros, and obviously they produce amazing content. Everybody wants to see those, and that's a big industry all on its own. But there's this enormous bulge of players who are the average players, the normal players, the league players, the keen players, and they share our passion and our enthusiasm and love for the game. And I think you're providing content that meets demands and needs that they have.
Yeah.
So that's
it's really
a
true.
great thing to do.
Yeah.
Help everybody get a little bit better at pool.
Yeah. We're working on it. Well, how about you? When you think about, both of you, when you think about the future of your channel, and I know you want to grow your audience, you've been trying to grow it by these events in Vegas. You're trying to grow it with these local tournaments. Like, tell us what you're trying to do to break out into that next scene.
Yeah, I think the important thing that I've been able to do with the channel as of late is participate in the San Diego Cup, which for us has been an amazing journey thus far. We've had 2 events since then. We've had fairly successful live streams, and it only gets better with each event that we throw. We're always finding ways to really improve on our previous events. I want to share a quick story real quick. About 12 hours before our first event, me and Erin are doing tech rehearsals in my garage. I don't even know how to work OBS or the camera.
I seem to remember getting a phone call.
And I literally
It takes a village.
FaceTimed with Holty. Like, how does this work?
I'll tell you what,
know.
you picked it up real quick.
Yeah.
And your stream looked awesome.
Thank you.
And I'll tell you what, the San Diego Cup is a phenomenal event.
No, thank you.
It really
it's
is.
incredible. It's just what San Diego wanted, and it shows what a burgeoning pool scene there is here. That there's the demand for that, and I can see that only growing and getting bigger and bigger.
And I want to invite everyone to who are interested in participating in content creation, whether on their own or whether with us as commentators or working alongside, just in general on the day of, to reach out.
We want you.
Yeah,
We want you.
the room is there.
To come and work with us, help us out.
Yes.
And that's exactly where I see the future of my current channel, right? Is to be able to create that space for everyone to be able to find their own niche. And it's been great to having people come in and commentate and try their hand at it. So it's good to see.
Yeah. Awesome.
And as for me, I'm going to, as you know, I've started doing my Moth-like 9-ball series. And it's kind of, it's not exactly high roller, but it's a serious amount of money. And I've increased the threshold, so then we're now inviting pros. I've got quite an innovative handicap system. And I intend to keep pushing that one and bring in the top players and have them playing here on the tables with us and give us that amazing match play experience.
Yeah.
And at the same time, of course, I'm creating content, and hopefully that will continue to grow. But I'm going to try and stay in my lane and work on that.
Yeah.
But I've got a couple of ideas for other variants. Maybe we can do one with a lower Fargo cap. Maybe we can do a ladies event and a few other things like that.
Yeah. Love that. Very good. So, guys, tell us what's the next frontier for your different channels? Who wants to start?
Yeah, so with the Awesome San Diego Pool Player YouTube channel, we've been lucky to be able to partner up with the San Diego Cup. And essentially what that has provided us is an opportunity to really kind of enhance and refine our live stream. We've been doing 12-hour live streams straight through. Like, it's been an incredible journey to be able to capture as much pool as we do on the channel through the San Diego Cup tournament events. So we want to thank everyone who kind of participated in either doing some commentary, learning how the production works. And, you know, we invite anyone who is interested in doing that and want to participate in future San Diego Cup events to reach out, whether it's at San Diego Cup on Facebook or at the Awesome San Diego Pool Player page on Facebook as well.
Yeah. And I think what's really great about what you're doing there is you're actually inspiring, I think, other communities to do something similar in their space.
It's been we've received some great feedback from it. We've received feedback from a lot of different people from across the Southern California region who have seen our actual live streams and are really curious about how to kind of do that for themselves within their own division, whether it's on Facebook or on Instagram or on YouTube. So we're definitely partnering up, and it's creating and fostering a great community of more content creators for pool, which is great.
There's room for all of us.
It's a wonderful, wonderful thing to see such a great event growing in San Diego, and it says a lot about the San Diego pool community.
Yeah.
That it can support that event, and also that event has got this potential to continue growing and partner up with Chris Santana.
Yes.
And now you've got the SoCal Cup as well, which you've got that affiliation.
Correct.
Which is basically like a little Moscone Cup for Southern California.
Really excited for that.
And that just feeds into this interest and the potential so that people could come and play in your tournament and maybe even represent San Diego against Los Angeles. So that's amazing. I want to say props to you guys.
Thank
and
you.
Also to Steve Kwan and Josh Watson, your partners in crime on that. Because I think it does take a village to run an event. So, because it's not just one event, it's not just one tournament. I think you live stream like 4 events in 4 different venues, and that takes a bit of doing, believe me, especially when they're 12 hours long.
Yeah.
So well done, and I can't wait to see the next one, and I want to play in it.
Yes, please.
I know. Why
you
haven't
haven't
you been
played
in
it
it
yet.
yet?
I've just got. Sometimes
Just
I travel.
busy.
You know, and he said, when is we're doing the next one? The next one is when I'm in Puerto Vallarta for my 59th birthday.
Whoa.
Oh my
Coming
gosh.
up.
Figure out Mike's schedule and don't schedule the next one until he's in town.
Well, tell us,
Hopefully in 2026.
Yes.
sometime.
what does the future hold for Moth Like?
Well, I'm going to continue doing my Moth Like 9-ball series. That's a given. I've loved the way that that's grown. We've done 5 so far. We've got Stop 6 coming up on the 18th of October. It's sort of a higher end tournament. So for people who are serious about playing, it's $125 in. $100 if you join before a week before the tournament starts. So get your joining done. But we've actually started now to have players up to 740 Fargo.
Wow.
So these are pros, basically. And I've worked out a handicap. So, for example, were you to play in the tournament, and you played someone like, I don't know, a pro, Oscar Dominguez.
Okay.
He'd race to 9, we'd race to 4.
That still doesn't sound fair.
But you know, if it's a 9-ball race to 4, he can miss a 9, or you can.
True.
At the end of the day, if you were to play an Oscars tournament, I think you'd be racing to 7 if you.
Can I bring my twists with me?
Absolutely. You can get a ringer. No, but we're
That's
definitely
hilarious.
going to continue to do that. I recently did an event, worked with Brandy, and I want to say props to her and Roxanne and Blake for the amazing tournament they did for the Philo Memorial Trophy. And I'd like to make myself available to help out any other venues like that where it's about the community at the end of the day. I've got these resources. I love to do it. It's a passion of mine.
Yeah.
And I would, so if you've got an event that's coming, be it a ladies event or something like that, junior event, let me know and I'll see if I can make myself available.
Yeah, sounds good. For us, we're looking to grow our audience beyond the San Diego area, as you've noticed, right? We've ventured into Santa Clara now with several of our episodes, and we want to go even beyond that, too. We're talking to some folks even beyond that. Let's keep it as a surprise.
Stay tuned.
We're hoping to get some really, some higher profile guests, which is
Looking
very exciting.
forward to that.
But one thing that comes up for me and Erin, I'm curious how you guys handle it. You know, going out to the internet can be, and putting yourself out there in social media is a little kind of be nerve-wracking, right? You're opening yourself up to criticism, things like that.
Yeah.
You know, we're trying to shut down the trolls when we can, but you know, any
I've experienced it.
Yeah,
I mean,
tell us.
I've been running the Moth Light channel for a while now, and I've recently got to 1,100 subscribers.
Wow.
And the Vegas thing was what really helped me bump up. And so I was publishing my own matches, those of all the friends who I was with, some of my teammates. And some of the games, I'd see comments coming in and be like, oh my God, this is like watching paint dry. It's so slow.
Yeah.
Oh, you know. And, you know, I'm like, at the end of the day, if you want to watch professional pool, there's lots of channels out there.
Yeah.
I'm showing you the real deal here of what's really going on in Vegas. They don't have a shot clock because they can't really administer that.
Yeah.
They do have a 2-hour time limit. And at the end of that 2 hours, if the match is still going on, this is what I was typing in comments, they will have to lag.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you've got to appreciate these are league players who've gathered. The first prize for that gold division was $12,000
Wow.
they're playing for. And these players, it was actually my teammate Wayne, and he'd gotten all the way through to the second day, and he was 4 matches away from the big prize. He cashed, but he nearly won the whole thing. So you can't blame anybody for taking the
Yeah.
time.
Wow,
The stakes
yeah.
are high.
And also, there was one particular gentleman, I won't mention his name, but basically during the game, he'd actually had his wife who was watching. And there was an incident during the game where he pulled his chalk out and tried to measure the distance between 2 balls with his chalk. And I said, excuse me, that's a ball in hand foul. And he said, no, it isn't. I said, actually, it is. And we called the referee over. And the ref said, oh, yes, it's a ball in hand foul. So I said, well, he's now on 2 fouls. And honestly, he wasn't happy about this particular thing.
Oh, yeah.
But suffice it to say, when I published that video, that Holt clown shouldn't be allowed on his, so it's this, that, and the other. Really, you know. At the end of the day, I said, look, everybody's entitled to their own opinion.
Correct.
Yeah.
I have to develop a bit of a thick skin. And when these nasty comments or negative comments come through, the first thing I do is I just let it sit there for a little while. And I think, is that particularly offensive that I need to remove it?
Yeah.
And there was one fairly recently that called out one of my friends and a teammate. And it said that he was a bad loser and he had the worst attitude ever. And all this really negative.
Yeah.
And I know that to be patently untrue.
Yeah.
Quite the reverse. But I found a way, after I thought about it, to say we've all got a different perception of how games go. And I'm sure, you know, there are times when I have not been the best loser. I know and I'll talk about my own faults, and I'll try and do it in a way that shows humility and also humanity. So I'm trying to be nice to that person. I'm not responding with bile and vitriol.
No.
I'm responding with kindness.
Yeah.
And I'm giving them space to have their view, but at the same time, I'm reminding them that it's about respect and mutual understanding. So I would say to you, never take it personally. It might sound personal and it might be horrible things that are said, but you can actually detach yourself from that. And you do have the right, as the moderator, you can remove that if you think that person should be blocked, fair enough. But I think there's another way of handling it. And a lot of those people who started out with initial really negative remarks, we ended up having quite a positive to and fro.
Oh.
And I'll be honest with you, I was thinking, I want to keep the viewer.
Yeah.
I don't want to lose a subscriber, and there's a way to turn this around.
I like
so I
that.
would say, think about it and try and find the way to twist it around. Respond with kindness if you can find a way through, and you'd be surprised because at the end of the day, a lot of this trolling, somebody's just sat there and they're just typing because it's anonymous, and when you make it more personal and human, they're actually not a bad person at the end.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, yeah.
All right.
All right, yeah.
Anything to add, Michael? Mike?
Yeah, you know, the one thing I always get nervous about whenever I do publish absolutely anything for public consumption is the fact of how long that's going to essentially live online. You know, there's a sense of permanence there where you just kind of go with the flow a lot of the times. And Mike's right. Whenever there are kind of criticisms or feedback regarding anything, it's best to just kind of obviously not take it personally and think of also my channel as the awesome San Diego pool player as a persona. That is only one facet of who I am as a person. So essentially, it's a character building thing. And my character as the awesome San Diego pool player will take that criticism and definitely try and, like Mike said, turn it around.
Yeah.
Respect that perspective, but also respect me as a content creator, putting things out there so that you can comment on it. You know, like that's kind of the thing. Like I'm happy with the feedback. Engagement is engagement, but you know, if I were to really put a plea out there, it would just be as respectful as you possibly can.
Yeah.
we work very hard to really put this kind of content out there, and there's a lot of behind the scenes that happens. But when we do get in front of these cameras with whichever persona we are, like it's one of those things that just gets produced on air. So we do our best.
You just reminded me of one thing when you were talking, and that is the only time I would really take it super seriously is if the person who's making that comment is also putting themselves on the line out there just like we are.
Yeah.
If they're doing that, then fair enough, you've got a position to speak from. But if you just sat there in your bedroom, on your phone, on your computer, at the end of the day, you're entitled to your opinion, but we're the ones who are actually and we're just doing what we can do, and we're humans, we've got faults, never going to be perfect. And get over it.
Yeah.
But thank you for the comment. We appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you.
Like and subscribe. We love the engagement. And I guess I want to take a moment to call out our guests that come on the show, including both of you, because they're doing the same thing. Like, we might be producing it and pulling it all together, but we are so thankful that our guests have come on the show and helped us do this.
So we can, it takes a village. Mike's talking about doing a 12-hour stream, and he's working with a couple of other guys to promote this massive event of multiple tournaments. I'm only running single tournaments, but I'm still doing it by myself. And I recently put out a plea on Facebook, just echoing what Mike said earlier. If anybody was interested in getting involved and maybe doing some commentary, maybe learning about how to live stream, the production side, OBS studio, learning about how to use the cameras and all of that, I'd be delighted. People should reach out, and a couple of people already did. And we've got them in little slots for the next stop of the Moth Flight 9-ball series coming on October the 18th. But yeah, if anybody's out there who wants, please contact via Sue or via Moth Like or via awesome San Diego pool player, and we'd be delighted to hear from you.
Yeah, nice. Well, it may be that time for one of our favorite segments on the Lucky Breaks podcast. We have our 8-ball here today.
Okay.
And so we can each ask the 8-ball a question that we would like to know the answer to.
Right. Okay.
I will kick it off. And when you get the answer, hold the 8-ball right next to the mic.
I'll do just that, yeah.
All right. So the question I want to ask the 8-ball is, will we get a pro as a guest on the Lucky Breaks podcast this season?
Everything indicates yes.
I am very excited.
Wow. Better
actually
be true.
Super excited for that. I think it'd be great.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna detour away from pool, because tomorrow I've packed up my van and I'm gonna go with my partner to Yellowstone for 10 days.
Ooh.
So I want to know, are we gonna see bears on our hike? Oh dear, I need to get some
Wait,
bear
I'm not
spray.
sure if you do you want to see the bears or you don't want to see
some
bears?
people
I'd
want
like to see them from a distance.
Yeah, okay.
But then I heard, if it's brown, lie down. If it's black, fight back. Is that right?
It's just
I don't know. I mean, I might just start running.
Yeah.
I think that's the last thing you want to do.
exactly.
If it's grey, run away.
Yeah.
Okay, there you go. Okay, Erin.
Well, this weekend I have 2 teams playing in the 8-ball triannuals, and I am to know, will one of the teams win first place?
Looks like a yes.
Oh, wow.
Oh, I'm loving this
my
8-ball.
goodness.
It's very,
Wonderful.
So
Watch out, Mike.
generous
Could it be
today.
4 in a row?
I know, it's his roulette with the 8-ball.
It will be 4 in a row, because the question I have is, will Team San Diego be victorious against Team Los Angeles at the SoCal Cup this year?
Oh.
Yes.
Yes, there you go.
The simplest
for
yes, it's still a
The
yes.
simplest yes.
I
And
mean, that is a high bar. So
No,
we
you've
will,
got Louis Ulrich. You've got Louis Ulrich in the team.
Yeah.
He's going to be a toughie.
Yeah, that's going to be
Yeah.
exciting.
That's really
All
exciting.
right, well, we will give you all an update on the realization of our dreams
Yeah.
here. and thanks again to all of you for coming on the podcast and for the matchup we had. And we'll see you all next time on the Lucky Breaks podcast.
Bye.
Bye.
See you guys.
Hey everyone, Erin and I are back to let you in on this Scotch with a Twist format that we used in the tournament last week with Michael Fernandez and Mike Holt. We thought it would be really fun to share it with all of you so that you can give it a try with your own friends and set up maybe a little tournament for it.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't remember, we were talking about it at the beginning of the episode. Basically, you run a Scotch Doubles tournament, but for each rack, there is a twist. And at the beginning of the rack, you pick the twist out of a hat, for example, and then you play with that twist for that rack. So why don't we tell you a little bit about these different twists? I'll start with the first half, and then Erin will take you through the second. The first twist is bank the 9. So this is where, pretty easy, bank the 9 in order to win. The next one is play only with a break cue. So imagine trying to play every shot with your big old heavy break cue.
Yeah.
Maybe you're going to overhit everything. Maybe it's going to go clink when you hit it. So that was more difficult than it sounds.
It really was.
Yeah. The next one's pretty tough. It's a lefty righty. So switch from your dominant hand to your non-dominant hand and see how you do. The next one is last pocket 9 ball. So this means that whatever the last ball that went in, you have to shoot the 9 ball into that pocket. This means that early 9s don't count.
Mm-hmm.
So that was an interesting one for us because we actually had to pick the 9 out and put it back on the spot.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah. This last one is all sharks allowed. So this means that whatever you can think of to shark your opponent, go for it. Wave your hands, stand in front of the pocket, whisper in their ear while they're shooting. Whatever you can come up with, it's all on the table. So give it a try.
Yeah.
All right, Erin, how about the rest?
The rest, let's see, we have 9-ball switcheroo, which means you will rack the 9 ball in the front and the 1 ball in the middle, and then you will shoot them in reverse order, starting with the 9 ball. So the 1 ball is the ball that you make to win. The next one is flip your cue. So shoot with the butt end instead of the tip. Another one is shoot one-handed. So you can't use a bridge. You have to shoot off the rail or poke at it somehow. And you can't use a mechanical bridge
I was
either.
so bad at this one.
I love that one. Another one is you can remove a ball. So say they play a safety on you. You can have one chance in that game to remove any ball on the table. So you could literally just have that one taken out of your way and continue on. And then we have one to just make up your own twist. So you can pull this out and come up with one on the fly. To be able to play for both of you in that round.
Yeah. Awesome. So which one was your favorite?
My favorite one was one-handed.
Yeah.
Out of all of these. And as long as the cue ball was closer to the rail. Because we were playing on 9-foot tables and I couldn't really reach it. And I'm not really good at darting the cue. But I really liked that format a lot.
I was so bad at that. That was like my least favorite one. Let's see. My favorite was probably last pocket 9 ball. Because my partner just, did such a good job setting me up. He made the 8 ball.
So good.
And then it came all the way around the table to leave me perfect shape for the 9 ball after that.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd say my least favorite is lefty righty.
Yeah.
I cannot shoot left-handed to save my life. It's like I've never picked up a cue in my life.
Yeah. I'm going to have to learn how to break left-handed. So I'm going to have to figure that one out, actually.
Oh, you do?
I know. My shoulder's been giving me trouble.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Well, we're going to make this template available for you at the end of the episode in a link that you can click, or if you click in the show notes, you'll find this template and give it a try. We would love to hear from you. And if you come up with something great, maybe we'll add it to the template.
Yeah, we're always looking for new ideas to add to this thing.
Yeah. All right. Thanks again for watching the Lucky Breaks podcast, and we'll see you next time.
That wraps up another episode. A big thank you to our guest for joining us today and sharing their story. If you want to connect with our guest, their contact info can be found in the show notes for this episode. Also, please show your support by liking and subscribing.
We hope you enjoyed this episode of the Lucky Breaks podcast. You can find more episodes at youtube.com/@luckybreaks-podcast or by searching for Lucky Breaks on your favorite podcast player. This episode was produced by Sue Lueder, Erin Shulman, and Beth John. Thank you for your support. Sign up to be a guest on a future episode from our YouTube channel page.